What's going on, guys? And this is a transfer update from the window closing yesterday, obviously. Hope everyone has been good, but yeah, I just wanted to wait till the window officially closed to talk about some of the deals. I'm going to go through quite a few today, and just my thoughts on them, whether I think they're good moves or not, and just some of the fees that were put out there, and some of the deals that are going on. So the window was quite eventful for a January one. Quite a few deals happened. Obviously gutted that Manchester United didn't do nothing, but I didn't really expect anything, if I'm honest. Let's get into it. So first up, Aubameyang. Interesting case, this one, because I heard that he was on 350 grand a week at Arsenal. Obviously fell out with Arteta, and there was something like he was getting $1 million plus, I think, every time he got a goal for Arsenal. To have someone on them wages and a bonus of when he gets goals and he's never playing, or he's a disruption in the dressing room, whether or not he was your captain, that's not healthy for Arsenal. So I feel that he got taken for a bit of a fool with agreeing them sort of wages for weekly wages with him in the first place, knowing his history of falling out with people and stuff as well. I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot with it a bit, but they've come out the other end of it looking quite healthy and probably grateful now and in a better position. Definitely needs to get them sort of players out of the club. I don't think he's anywhere near the player he was at Dortmund when they bought him. And yeah, it just didn't work out. I thought it was a strange one when they made him captain. But I think it's good business, even though he's gone on a free. That is the only thing I would say, is that they've not got any money back from him. I can't remember how much they paid for him, but it was quite a lot at the time. But that would be the only thing that they'd be gutted about, I think, is the fact of how it's played out. He flew over to see family members in Spain, near Barcelona, and then it come out that he actually had agreed a deal with them and such. So, bit of an eventful one with Aubameyang, but as I said, it didn't really work out at Arsenal for him, and it seemed like he was causing a lot of division and disrespect within that club. So for me, it's a good move from Arsenal. It's just the fact that it was a free in the end instead of getting some money back for him. But they'll just be glad to get rid of him because it was just going downhill. So he's gone on a free transfer to Barcelona. Not sure how long the deal is, but I think he'll probably do better at Barcelona. It's slower over there, and I think it will just suit him better. So I think it's a good deal for all parties. So Aubameyang to Barcelona. Donny van de Beek up next. I'm delighted that he's gone to Everton on loan till the end of the season. I just hope that they play him enough. Obviously, Frank Lampard is the new manager. Big fan of his. He's gone up against him before previously when he was at Ajax. And I'm just delighted for Donny van de Beek because a lot of people don't seem to be rating him and liking him. I've got to admit, he's not always been great when he has featured, but it's been very minimal when he has featured. He needs a run of games. He needs some belief and self-confidence from other people into him for him to play like other players get, and he hasn't been getting that. So he's gone on loan till the end of the season to Everton, and I think under Lampard, I think we'll see a different Donny. But he just needs a chance. So delighted for Donny, and it's been a deal that's been waiting to happen for a long time. Should have been allowed to go in the last window, so delighted for Donny. Another one going to Everton on a permanent deal, 2.5 years, Dele Alli. I think it's going to be a good move for Ali. Whether or not he's going to recapture the form that he first showed when he broke through, I doubt. I'm not utterly convinced that he's in it anymore for just footballing reasons. I think he enjoys the lifestyle and the money that comes with it. And seeing that the Tottenham documentary, I feel you get to see a glimpse of his personality in that. And for me, I feel like he's probably not all about football. So, we have to wait and see. I think it will be a good move in terms of just minutes and chances for him than it was staying at Tottenham. To go into Everton, and I think under Lampard, it's a good place to learn again. So it's up to him. So Dele Alli at Everton, 2.5 years. I think it potentially could be a good move. Next up, Newcastle made, I think it was 5 signings, but Target is on loan from Aston Villa until the end of the season. I think this would be one of the ones that goes under the radar a lot, but one of the deals that work out the best in terms of your performance and form. I think he's very underrated, Target. Obviously, Villa just signed Digne. I'm a little bit surprised they've let him go out, to be honest, because if Digne gets injured, I'm not sure who they've got as cover as a natural left-back other than Target. So I think it's a little bit surprising, but obviously Gerrard is happy to let him go for a bit. And Newcastle, I think, as I said, it'll be a good one that goes under the radar, and I think he'll offer them something. So him on one side, Trippier on the other. I think it'll work. End of the season for that one. Guimarães, or I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, was another one for Newcastle. A deal till 2026. 40 million they paid for him. I've got to be honest, I never heard of him and I've never seen him play. Holding midfielder, and yeah, look, Newcastle have not messed around in this window. They spent, I think it was 90 plus. Left it up top a bit short in terms of strikers. Defensively, they've definitely shored it up, and this one should help with this. Going off of what I'm hearing, he's a very good player, but playing in South America at the moment, I believe, in the qualifiers. So he was pictured in a shirt, signing a contract, but he has not been at the ground or in Newcastle yet. But I think it'd be a good one for them if he plays what I'm hearing about him. So 40 million for him to Newcastle. Byrne was another one to Newcastle that I'm surprised Brighton let him go. Doesn't actually look like a footballer. Looks like more of a basketball player because of his height. But I think he's a bit underrated for someone his size in the role he does in the defence. And I think it definitely will help Newcastle. Apparently, he's a Newcastle lad. I believe he started his career at Newcastle in like the youth teams and that. And he's gone back. So I think it was a 13 million deal, 2.5 years. I think it's good business from Newcastle, and they haven't messed around. So 2.5 years for Byrne. Kulevski, Tottenham. I was a little bit surprised by this. I think it'll be a good move for Tottenham. I've seen him a little bit before, scored a few goals for Juventus. If it works, it's a clever move, but I feel like a couple of the players they've bought are good players, Tottenham, that they've bought, but I don't think it's going to get them out of the overall, I'd say mess, but they're probably in a better position than United are at the moment, but I feel like they're still not achieving what they should be with the players they have. But he's a good signing, I think, and it's just, you can't rely too heavily on one signing to change your fortunes around too much. So 18-month loan could be a good one. And that's at 8.3 they paid for him for the fee, and with an option to buy of a 29.2 million for if they want to get him permanently after. So Zakaria, another one United were linked with. Apparently Ranić's a big fan of him. But again, we did no business, and someone else has snatched him up. And Juventus has snatched him up. So I haven't seen too much of him. I've heard his name a few times, but not enough to go on what he plays like. I haven't watched him too much. But Juventus have snapped him up. Aaron Ramsey has gone on loan to Rangers. Obviously from Juventus to Rangers. I think it'd be a good signing for them. I still think he has a lot to offer as a player. It's just the injuries with him. Can he stay fit? And I think he's done okay since he went to Juventus with injuries on the whole. So I think he'll suit Rangers. I think it's a good move. Bentancur, Uruguayan. I've seen him in the past for his country and Juventus, and I rate him. Goes a little bit under the radar, but I think he's very good technically. Not a flashy player really, but good on the ball, good technique. And does his role well, so it should help Tottenham in the midfield. 15.9 million and a deal till 2026. I think it could be a good one. And Dembele has gone the other way to Lyon on loan till the end of the season. I know that he wants out. I think it's going to be a huge loss for them though when he goes. But I do think he's one of them players that's a little bit of a hothead, and if he doesn't settle with a group and that, then you know it's not going to work. So potentially that could mean probably made a permanent, I'd guess, or he'd leave to go to another team even when he comes back from the loan, because I think he's one of them characters. But I quite like him as a player. So he's gone to Lyon on loan. Brian Gill, the youngster at Tottenham, has gone to Valencia on loan till the end of the season. It'd be a good move for him, I think, just get some experience. Lo Celso as well has gone another way to Villarreal from Tottenham, end of season loan too. So Tottenham quite heavy involved in this transfer window. Alvarez, I got to admit, I still haven't seen any footage of him. I'm hearing that his goal per games ratio is fantastic for River Plate. Signed for Manchester City, 14.1 million, and returns to River Plate on loan until July. I don't know if he's involved in the South American qualifiers at the moment or not, but from what I've heard of him in stats, he sounds very good. I just haven't seen any footage of him yet, but a shrewd signing from City and could be the striker that they're looking for in terms of replacing Aguero, because they haven't really had a striker since. Jesus has gone out onto the wing now, so I think Alvarez, if what I'm hearing is true, yes, he's got to adapt and stuff when he comes, but sounds like Pep is very meticulous with who he buys, and I just have a feeling that it's going to work. So Gonna have to wait till July to see him probably, but one that I'm intrigued to see because I've heard a lot about him, but I haven't seen nothing yet. Callum Chambers on a permanent to Brighton. Not sure how long it is, but a little bit of a journeyman of Arsenal, and he's been at Southampton, and it just feels like it never really worked out for him. I feel like he's one that was spoke up a lot about and could be really, really good. And I don't think he's terrible. I just don't think he's got to the level that a lot of people might have expected of him. But he's moved. He's gone to Brighton, as I said, on a permanent. Who signed a striker, Brighton, Unvan, never heard of him, from Royal Union, which is a German team, I believe, and I believe he's German himself. Apparently they've signed him. Got to say, I know nothing about him, but just one that I heard that happened. So Unvan, German striker, Brighton have snatched up. And then Weghorst from Wolfsburg, as Byrne have brought in to replace Chris Wood, who went to Newcastle. Weghorst I've seen a few times. I know him more from FIFA, to be honest, but I do know a little bit of him from seeing him in games in Champions Leagues and stuff. Quite a big guy, a little bit old-fashioned, so it will definitely suit Sean Dyche at Burnley. I think he'll fit straight in and replace Wood. Like, I think it'll be a good one because I think it is like a like-for-like replacement in terms of how they play, and he can score goals too. So I think it's a shrewd move from Dyche. And then lastly, Luis Diaz, 49 million from Porto to Liverpool. They tried to get Carvalho from Fulham, but it didn't go through in time. But Liverpool, Luis Diaz, 49 million from Porto. Don't know a lot about him, to be honest. I've heard of his name before, but wouldn't be able to tell you his style of play or nothing. So that's it, guys. The window closed yesterday. Hope you enjoyed this. I just wanted to do a video of some of the deals that got done and some of the fees that were out there. And there was quite a lot of action for a January transfer window. As I said, the summer one's always a lot more bigger signings and more impactful, and it seems to be a lot more people going in and out of clubs and transfers on a whole. But there seems to be a lot this window, and I don't know if that's going to be a sign of things to come in the future in the January transfers, because they're a little bit quieter than this usually. So it'd be interesting to see how it develops over the years, in the next few years. But a lot of deals happened this one. I'm just gutted that United didn't do any. But I wasn't expecting any, but I was hoping. But we weren't the only team that didn't do any, but in the state our club is in and how it's run, we needed some signings. So, shame for United and some other teams, but some good signings and some that I'm intrigued to see how they do. Let me know your thoughts on some of the signings and who your club bought and who you're happy and who you're not happy with if your club let some players go as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Appreciate everyone supporting. The goal is 2,000 subscribers by the 1st of June. Can only do it with your guys' help. And I'm nearly just at 100 left to get to that 2,000 mark. So I am noticing people subscribing. I appreciate it. Share the video. Give it a thumbs up. It helps a lot. Keep supporting, join me on the journey to 2,000, and let's do it before June if possible. Obviously I'd like to do it on June, that would be great, but if we can do it before, that's even better. So let me know your thoughts on your comments and who your team brought in or let out on the transfer window, and I'll speak to you guys soon.